Hey, right everyone. Sorry it's been a while since I posted. Been busy doing other things and stuff, but looking to get back to it. So let's start. Blue grit. Blue grit is our friend. Blue grit. If you've ever got time, blue grit's always the best thing you can do. Also, if you just read that little thing that come up, go over your scrim tape. People like to go over the whole scrim tape in the whole room, but I find just do the bit of scrim that you're about to go over. It's just a lot easier and quicker than going around. Just little gems. So this is just be the first coat. Lots of scrim taped everything up. Everything got blue gritted the day before. The thing with the blue grit is it's quite thick on its own. You know, some people don't thin it down. Don't thin it down. Stop, please. Thin it down because it's an absolute nightmare. You'll have big chunks of grit everywhere if you don't. When I say thin it down, you can put pure PVA with it, and it does a really good job. So thin it down with that, get a nice 12-inch roller instead of the 9-inch. Watch anything you touch it with because it is destructive and a bit of a nightmare when it gets on things. So I only try and get it on the ceiling, take down any light fittings and things like that. So yeah, this is just the first coat I'm getting on. It ain't got to be perfect, the first coat. It's a big old ceiling, so this, I would hit it in 3 strokes if you like. So I'm going to come over one side, then I'll bring the centre into that, and then I'll bring the last side into that. Because you always want to, where I've got this dead edge here now, where I've just come away from the coving, there's that dead edge. That dead edge will always dry slightly quicker than the rest. So you never want to sort of go around the whole seat. You always want to be coming into what you've just left, you know. If I'd have gone around the whole ceiling now, where it's a big old ceiling, you got the possibility, probably not because it's blue gritted, but you've got a possibility of it pulling in more on the outside edges, and it's, you know, you would get it looking nice, but it's just not ideal. It's not the right way to do it. So you want to always be pulling in as soon as you can to the latest one where you've left, if that makes sense. So now you'll see me coming through the centre, bringing it into that one, and then I should be able to get, you better see roughly how far you can get with your stride, so I can see that I can get this in 3. 3 is a very big ceiling, to be fair. Like if it's 4, then you're moving. But yeah, no, it's all very much under control. But yeah, it's going well at this point. Just getting it on, quite a flat ceiling, not too up and down anywhere. So the grit you need to put it on slightly thicker because of the grit. But you tend to have slightly more play with the grit than PVA. It tends to dry slightly slower, the plaster, so you have more time to work with it. So it's sort of got its blessings and its downfalls. But all in all, blue grit is very, very good. But like I say, if you're ever thinking of doing it in the same day, don't think, I'm going to use blue grit, even if it's really hot and I'll do it later. It needs a full evening to dry out. You find doing it in the afternoon and hit it in the morning, that's fine. That's the quickest you can do it. But recommendations, 24 hours. Yeah, it's not very nice stuff to work with, but it's very good for the adhesion. So would recommend it, that's for sure. They keep changing the plaster over the last few years. It used to be thinner. It used to seem like thinner stuff, and it also went dry slightly slower. Since these little green tags come on the bags, it's just, you know, why would you change something that's right? They do it all the time, don't they? I'm sure in 30 years' time we'll be working with some crazy stuff that's got 20 colours on the bag. Sods. But yeah, so this is the first coat, third line pulling in now. So I'll get all of this on before I go over it all and trail it up. Right now I'll be using my Marshalltown hard trowel because you need a titanium trowel to get your first one on flat ideally. People talk about using semi-flexes on the getting on stage. I don't agree with that myself, but everyone's different. Everyone's got different techniques. But I'll put it on with my hard trowel, my Marshalltown. I'm pretty sure it's an 18-inch. And then when I flatten it in, I'll flatten it in with my Superflex 18-inch. I swear by them trowels. They're very, very good, the Refiner. As you can see, I've got a few jumpers on. This job's got no heating as usual, so it's dead of winter, freezing cold, empty house, you know. It's actually colder in the house than it is outside. But yeah, we get it done. Make sure your edges are nice. Little thing you see me doing there is I'll hold my finger as if I'm pinching something, and I'll just run it along the front edge there on the first coat, because it makes the edge of the clothing look beautiful. Even if I've bought it neatly anyway, but any sort of little tiny specks and that, it brings them off, and then you can try, because at this point it's slightly harder, so you haven't got to worry about trattling it up and it's sort of splaying everywhere. Not that it should do if you've been plastering a few years, but everyone knows that first stage. But yeah, we're past that point now. It's firm enough that I'm just sort of going over it, getting it 90% flat. The first coat's always thicker than the second, so the first coat's probably on this ceiling, probably 2 or 3 millimeters, and the next one will just be 1 to 2. So now I'll be using my Superflex. You see the shine on it as I'm coming through. The Superflex, yeah, it does what it says on the tin. It flexes, so it all flex. But you don't want it. You don't want to use it for the whole thing. People get tempted to, because it puts a shine on it like that. What it hides is the fact that it will glide over lumps and bumps. So if you're using Superflex, which they're brilliant trowels, you need to always, in between using it on 1 or 2 trowel ups, do it with your hard trowel, because your hard trowel will not skip over nothing. That is making it flat. But this just takes all the lines out while it's sort of setting, if that makes sense, you know. But yeah, you definitely need both trowels. Personally, I would say it's very old school. We used to just use the Marshall towel and just the titanium trowels, and they've done a nice job, to be fair.
Going boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, sorry, I just thought that was quite fitting that bit was playing right as I'm travelling up a nasty ceiling. So I put it in there. So yeah, if I'm honest with you, I'm new to this YouTube thing again. I've missed. I'm gonna have the haters on there saying, "Oh, you didn't second coat it," but I didn't record putting the second coat on. I've second coated it, trailed it up once, and then I've realised, crap, I haven't put the recording on. So this, I'm pretty sure around this point or coming up soon, I'll show you the end of the first coat, and then basically the next time I start recording again, the second coat's on and trailed up once. But you know, if you know what you're talking about, you can see. It's coming around this block work. That was a last minute decision from the customer to all of a sudden put some blocks on the wall. All of a sudden put some blocks on the wall, and I was plastering that wall all the way across, but literally while I'm there, they started building the wall. So I'm plastering that tomorrow, innit? So you can just bring it around here and do that and bond it all out. Oh my lord. But no, it all worked out fine, so it's all good. Oh, look happy, don't I? Blimey. Happy chappy. I think it's a plasterer's face, that, I think. Nasty. See this point? Yeah, so just trialing up. I'm pretty sure my first coat's still now, until it stops and shows you. Some people would think it's a little bit excessive, perhaps this much of a trial on the first coat, but I just find the more flat you get your first one, it's just easier the second one. The second one's got to be thinner anyway. So you make a thick first one and a thinner second one. The second one glides on. So, and obviously it's going on thinner, it's slightly wetter. So you have more time. The second one's just a doddle compared to the first one, really. Once I've got the first coat on, sort of thing, I'm on easy street now, sort of thing. But I'll get the first coat as nice as I can. And it just makes life easier for the second. Yeah, not a fun life. Working on my own now for about 12 years. But I've been building for about 18 years now. I don't. But yeah, I wouldn't do anything else. I just find working on my own, you know, crack it on. Quite nice. Quite a solitary person. A little spray around the electrics, obviously be careful, but a little mist just to liven up a little tiny bit around there, and then my Superflex going over it all, making it all smooth, really pushing hard. You want to really push hard with a Superflex to counteract the bend, you know. like some youngsters will come in and use their Superflex and think, oh, look how nice that wall looks, but they're just gliding over it with no force, and yeah, it'll look nice until you get a light on it or until it's painted, but you need to wait till it's hard and really push with that trowel, and you can make it worth it, you know, you can really make the use of it. But every plaster is different. My metal plaster that helps me sometimes, he don't use a squirter at all. He just uses his plastic one when it's at the wet stage, and the plastic one seems to go over it nice at that point for him. But it's, honestly, everyone's different. I don't think I've ever met a plasterer where they do with the same two plasterers that do the exact same. Never. It's not impossible, which is strange. The first coat's on now. This is the point now. I'm into the second already. The second's been on. It's had a couple of trials, and then I realised, crap, I haven't started filming. So I jumped on the filming again. Like I say, we'll get better at that. But yeah, same process, the second one, but it'll just be easier. So you're going on thinner, you're going round quicker. It's just a lot nicer and easier the second. Again, use both trowels. You're probably looking at the first one, I reckon I'll put on with my titanium trowel, and then I'll level it off with my Superflex titanium trowel again. That's the first coat done. Three goes over, and that's probably excessive, if I'm honest. Clean up the edges and things. Once that's stiffened up, top one will need more goes over because you're doing the finished product. So you put the top one on thinner, but you got more time because it's thinner. You haven't got to beat it up as much, you know. So the top one probably needs five goes over, I'd say. Finishing up ideally on the flex, but before that, a good go with the Marshalltown titanium to make sure it's all flat, which you've already done at this point, probably 4 times, you know. Sponging, there's other methods if it's not flat, but this ceiling was fine. I didn't need to do all that. You can see if you need to do it, you can check if you need to do that, but no, I was fine here. So yeah, overall, went well, to be fair. I had to start that block work the next day on that nasty wall. Great. No, we love it. We love it. I might try to do this and be sitting in an office chair, that's for sure. Probably won't say the same when I'm 55, but yeah, for now. For now, I've only got one bad shoulder, and it's my left one, luckily enough. Yeah, this point's easy street. Just going over it all. Shining that puppy up. And many people see it at points before this and they go, oh, you're done, and yeah, you're going home. And I'm like, no, it's got two or three more goes over yet because it looks nice. But where I do decorating as well, I know what it needs. It needs to be more than you think. It always looks nicer when it's wet, so don't be fooled. If you're getting plastering work done, don't be fooled and look at it when it's soaking wet and think, oh, it looks lovely. Because when it's dry, it's different. When you paint it, it's different. And please, mist coat. Any customers out there getting plastering done, mist coat, because it can ruin the whole plastering work. If you just put paint straight onto that, the paint just pops everywhere, and you might as well get it replastered. So mist coat is very, very important. A proper mist coat. More water, if anything. It should be safe than sorry. So I haven't dropped much on this ceiling today other than on myself. The floor weren't too bad. Cleaning up was easy. Just rolled the plastic sheet up. Can't run that light. Always be delicate around the fittings. Because I know, I'm touching wood as I'm saying it, but to be fair, I've been plastering for that long. I've never had a bolt yet from my trowel or wet plaster. Worst I've ever done is a little dollop fell in a plug socket and just started zapping, but I've never had a live wall, never had a live trowel, nothing like that. So, but just treat it with care because it needs to be. Them trowels are so sharp. If one little slight push, it'll cut into any of them wires, no problem. And that whole ceiling's live, potentially. And it can be powerful. My old boss, when I was younger, tied the titanium trowel. It blew a hole in the titanium trowel on a live wall. Or it went over the cable, which went bang. Flew him over the room. So yeah, treat it with respect to electricity, especially us plasterers that know nothing about it. And with wet trades all around it, it's definitely a bit dodgy. So yeah, treat it with care. Massive care. Pulling all them lines out on that centre, they're usually the last ones to go around the lights. Finished product. Love it. Thanks for watching. Much appreciated. Take care.